1 second, guys. Give me a second, please. Great. Okay, my apologies for that, guys. I had a notification that one of the connections was not connecting. Got it reestablished, and here we go. So I want to just jump on here, guys, and make sure that, everybody understands what's going on, right? There's been some recent fulfillments of some of the things that God has been showing me concerning the price points of XRP specifically. Now, many people have a lot of questions. Many people have a lot of opinions. There's even a post that is going semi-viral right now on my JGM page on Facebook where it is being attracted or getting in the algorithm of many, many non-believers or religious fanatics, if you will, those who are claim to be Christians, but just, believe in their opinions more than they believe in what God is doing. And of course, that is Pharisaical in nature, which causes people to miss what God is doing, even though he's standing right in front of them, just like the Pharisees. So I never I never chose myself to begin getting dreams with prophetic insights about what is happening in the crypto market. However, when I did begin getting prophetic insights about what was happening in the crypto market, I had prophets that began to prophesy over me, proclaiming the word of the Lord, saying that there's going to be much more of this and that you need to even start your own channel specifically geared towards the prophetic investing. Now, if you remember correctly, in 2021, I did a business class for the ministry where I was teaching people how to start their own business, how to maximize tax write-offs by utilizing the tax code in their favor, how to track expenses. I had an accountant that was also co-laboring with me, teaching the classes pertaining to those things that were according to the field of study under a certified public accountant, because I am not. Neither am I a financial advisor. I am simply a minister that has been given prophetic insights from the Lord about what is about to take place in specifically the crypto market. And so I just want to track everybody or catch everybody up to speed here to let you know that right now, the current price point of XRP and the entire crypto market, for that matter, is at a place where even the professionals are wondering what is going on. They don't even know what the next move is going to be. Are we going to see another crash? Or is this going to be the aggressive bounce that everybody's been waiting for? And unfortunately, it is my belief that about 50% of the people are potentially going to pick the wrong direction just because the whole community is so divided right now. I can't believe how many people are saying certain things that I'm not even going to say because I don't want to give too much away. But if you do want to find out the things that I believe God is showing me, now I have to say those things for the purpose of the disclaimer because I'm not a financial advisor. This is about a guy who hears voices. You understand how ludicrous that would sound to someone that's a member of the world, right? However, for someone who is a member of the faith, that should sound more realistic for someone who understands what it's like to have a relationship with God. So that being said, when you have a relationship with God, it's up to you to test everything that anybody's even saying that they're hearing from the Lord, as the Bible says. So everything through the lens of the disclaimer, right? But if you want to follow the things that God is specifically showing me that I'm sharing in my private community, then you can find the link in the description section below this video, above if you're on Facebook, or that thing that's just sliding across the screen right now, if you can see it on your device. Now, here's the deal. I happen to believe that I know where the price point is going right now because we actually talked about it before it began to maneuver. But now we're at a place where everybody is questioning where it's going to go. And I have shared within my private community what I believe the Lord is saying. Now, you can obviously follow along or not, but here's what I recommend to you. And remember, this is me personally sharing some counsel or some wisdom, but not from a level of a licensed financial advisor. You understand? However, you will also find in life that some people are actually hold personal beliefs that are against some of what the professionals state. You will have gurus and success coaches and entrepreneurs out the wazoo that are very, very successful, by the way, that will tell you that many things that the world teaches you is a scam anyway. Many believe that college is a scam. Many believe that financial advisors are like literally selling you a bill of goods. And you know what's beautiful about that in the United States of America, at least under the current administration, is that that's absolutely legal for you and I to believe. It's okay within this free country to believe that some of these things need to be second guessed, questioned, because of the society and the culture that has been cultivated and what it's spawned because of it. So many successful people nowadays are high school dropouts, going against the modern brain, the modern mindset. Now, what does that mean? How does that translate into this message here? Well, simply, there's a saying in business and in entrepreneurial coaching that says success leaves clues. Success leaves clues. I like that line because it tells you that you can learn from those who are achieving the results that maybe you want to achieve. Now, many people believe that crypto is a scam. Many people have a friend, or maybe they themselves have been scammed in crypto. What is my response to something like that? Well, I'll tell you. People have been scammed in money. People have been scammed in precious metals. People have been scammed in real estate. It doesn't mean that any one of those things are bad within themselves. It just simply means that anytime there is something that has a monetary value, the higher the monetary value, the more subject to scams it entails. So that should also tell you that it is a highly sought after commodity because of the fact of how many scammers are in it. I call it the modern day gold rush, cryptocurrency. Many believe that we're still early. I think I read a statistic the other day and it was like something like, I think it was like 8% worldwide of people on the planet are invested in crypto. 8%. And it was basically a line that basically says, like, we are still early. We are still early. And so, number one, I put together a course that teaches you crypto basics, just crypto education. So if you're new to crypto and you're sitting there and you're like, you know, I want to get involved because everybody's looking for an opportunity to knock it out of the park in life financially, but they just don't know where to start. And they've heard a lot about crypto. And yes, there are scams in crypto. And I also teach in my course how to detect potential scams. I'm not going to have every possible way that exists out there, obviously, but I will tell you everything that I know in that course of things that I've seen. And I talk and warn about how you can get scammed in various ways in crypto. But if you're that person and you're like new to cryptocurrency, or you've never even touched it per se, you could take my course. It's in the description section below. By the way, it's not this. That's just my private community. But you could take the course and just learn the crypto basics, guys. I built it for that reason, because when I got involved in crypto several years ago, I literally said to myself, why doesn't something like this exist where I can literally learn on a step-by-step? And so I created it to help people. So it's there for the taking, down there in the description section below. If you're on YouTube, it's down there. If you're on Facebook, it's up there. I don't even think it exists on X because they don't allow you to put anything there. And so, guys, the modern day wealth transfer is getting ready. The end time wealth transfer is getting ready to hit. We've seen what we call prophetic precursors, prophetic tremors that are small blips compared to the big picture. It's been prophesied by so many people about the price of certain coins going astronomical, but when? And what will happen between now and then? And these are strategic maneuvers that I believe God is giving me and several others insight concerning, so that we can maximize on what is coming down the pike when it hits. So, one of the ways that you could steward is to buy and hold and not do anything. Or you could take a portion of your bag, as they call it, or liquidity or risk capital or whatever it is that you want to label it as, and whatever portion you've determined to leverage for any particular maneuvers that you've decided to do. And you can literally leverage certain maneuvers that may potentially allow you to obtain more crypto without any more money. That is what traders try to do every single day. And what's crazy about this is that as I've gone into prayer, I have I've taken this to a new level. Because I'm seated on the promises of God. I have prophetic words over me pertaining to this that I've begun to wage war with. And I've begun to dig in what they call forensic prophetic, where you begin to look and seek the counsel of the Most High, to begin to see various insights about what is about to happen, what is about to come next. Now, everything through even the prophetic disclaimer, which I share about constantly in my community. However, we have seen it come to pass. It has proven to ring true in absolute, incredible sequential order, quick timing, and prophetic fulfillment. So it's a very exciting thing that God is doing. It's one of the things that, I am so thankful for, because listen, here's another argument that people are debating about in this culture of things that are occurring with prophetic, investing. Oh, by the way, that business class that I did in 2021 that I forgot to tell you about, one of the visions that God gave me was prophetic investing. I had no experience prophetic investing. In fact, I never knew a single person that had ever, done it. I've never heard about it from the church community. It was just a vision that God had written upon my heart. In fact, I have a seasoned prophet in my life. I believe he's 40 years itinerant minister, which means he's traveled full time for the gospel, sharing the gospel, full-time prophet. Okay. And he said that he's seen this type of thing occur where they attempted to do it and it didn't work. And I understand that. However, I never attempted to do this. God came to me and began to minister to me and to begin to show me prophetic. And when I talked about prophetic investing, I never saw I just was sharing the vision of the Lord that he had given me apostolically. I had never had a vision of him saying, you would be the one, or you would be one of the ones, or whatever. So I never gave myself that label. I never gave myself that qualification. I never gave myself that ordination. He did. And that's how I love God to work in my life anyway. Him and I have a constant understanding. God, I don't ever want to try to manufacture something. I want things to happen fully and completely organically. Bottom line. All right. So join the private community, guys. The link's in the description section below. And I hope to see you there, guys. Trying to think if there's anything else I was going to share. I think there was, but I can't think of it now. So I'll close it out here, guys. And I'm just letting you know that, it's very exciting what God's doing. And, that's right. The religious argument of why God would be talking about crypto. And, it's funny because I actually get it. I can't imagine what this must sound like from the other side when you're not actually being visited in your dreams by God, literally. Guys, my first dream that ever occurred, I swear it was an angel. Like, if it was not an angel, it was some sort of Christian brother on the planet that God transported into my dream. but literally a man came to me and began to just prophesy over me in my dream. And he says, can I pray for you? And I says, yes. And he just began to tell me all the things that were about to occur, including my book, including things about my book that ended up happening, including the things about XRP that ended up happening. It was just like, incredible. And so it wasn't just some, random, weird dream that I just took as God. It was bona fide angelic visitation. And so take it for what it's worth. Why is God doing something like this? Big question of the day. I'll tell you why. Because there is a prophetic word about what is about to be coming in the current economic collapse worldwide. But it's going to happen after the economy is stimulated for a season. The stimulation is to provide for us. But then the crash is coming, and it's going to be global. It's going to be an entire worldwide economic reset. Many prophets have prophesied this, and they've talked about that it's going to be very, very bad. And so God biblically provides for his people in advance for the purpose of taking care of his people. He will raise up Josephs. Scripture talks about it. There are so many types and shadows, as Paul references to things in the stories in the Bible, that literally will prophesy into your life, where the story of Joseph isn't an isolated experience. Paul even says that many of those things were not even the real thing, that they literally simply prophesy into the real thing. So a Joseph mandate, all of the different characters of the Bible and the various things that they went through, many of those callings and mantles and anointings and ordinations are actually stored up in the realm of the Spirit and being deployed even in this season. Prophets are saying even that the spirit of Elijah is getting ready to be poured out across the earth, that the prophetic specifically is getting ready to go to a whole new level. God bless.